where so many people go wrong, and I include here very intelligent people, including politicians, some of which are intelligent, some of which aren't, but people focus on the dollars. And you see the dollar and you think that's where the value is, and the government prints more of them, I have more dollars, so I must be better off. And the dollars, again, don't matter, it's the goods and services that matter. And so if you're in an economy like we are now, where we're, on the one hand, we're printing lots of dollars, but on the other hand, we have unemployment rules that are encouraging people not to work, which means we're now producing less goods and services. We're in this, have been for decades, this rising regulatory state that makes it harder and harder for entrepreneurs to start businesses, to sell products. That makes it harder to produce goods and services. And so we have less goods and services, and at the end of the day, that's what matters. How much stuff do we have, not how many dollar bills are there.
Yeah, dollars mean nothing.
They mean nothing, and I'll say this to my students, and they scratch their heads, and I say, well, hang on a second. So I'll give you a simple thought experiment. I'll put you on a desert island, and there's nothing. It's you, sand, a palm tree, and $1 million. How happy are you? They said, well, not. And I said, well, what's wrong with you? You've got $1 million. And they said, well, of course, there's nothing to buy. Yeah, that's the point. Now, alternate desert island. I'll put you here on this desert island. You get no money at all, but there's a house, and it's got food and electricity and Wi-Fi and medical stuff and air conditioning. How happy are you? Well, very happy. But you have no money. Yeah, but you've got the goods and services, and that's what matters, the goods and services.
So what do you make of, I'll use lumber as an example, because I do see areas of the economy where there's been just radical inflation, and every one of these, commodity prices and lumber, there's all sorts of things going on. There's trade protectionism, and there's probably a housing boom that's encouraged by the markets. Why are lumber prices so high? And maybe they've just come back down, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know the particulars there. I can tell you in broad brush strokes, part of what's gone on is with the COVID lockdowns, people have discovered that they can work remotely and be as productive as they were working in an office. And so people are doing what comes naturally. They're saying, well, why am I living in the city that costs so much when I could move out and do my work just as well? And so they are, and that's creating a housing boom as people move out of these cities. So that's contributing, at least in part, to the rise in the price of the lumber.
And maybe that's more, it's been influenced and perhaps corrupted by political decisions, but it's a more real shift, I suspect.
Yeah, right. It seems less like inflation and more like supply and demand.
Yeah.
And it's hard to tell the difference in the moment, right? So everybody looks at prices going up and they say, inflation. Well, maybe not. We'll all know soon enough, but not today.